What's up? My name is Technoba here for Troubleshoot and welcome back to another video. In this quick video, I'll be talking about how to get Grammarly inside of Visual Studio Code. You may be laughing as, well, Visual Studio Code's for creating code, right? If you're like me, you're creating a website or something similar using a program like Hugo. This is great, but you're working in Markdown most of the time. And, well, put simply, there is no spell check Visual Studio Code. If I type this is a test, but I misspell it, you won't actually know because it's a code editor, not a text editor primarily. So how exactly do we go ahead and get something like, say, Grammarly working in this? Well, it's actually really simple, and there's an extension available on the Extensions tab on the far left. If we simply search for Grammarly, spelled correctly that is, you'll see Grammarly. Grammarly, it's a pre-release currently. I'll go ahead and install it, and we can choose what file types it works with, which is incredibly important as well. This is a code editor, not a text editor once more. So readme.md and text files, that's usually what you'd want to leave this to, though I'll be allowing all MD files, which is just Markdown. Essentially, it's a way of formatting text, which is exactly what I'm working with here. So we can activate our account or premium simply by running grammarly.login or grammarly.logout. And there's a settings section here. Now that it's installed, I'll click the settings wheel here and extension settings. And inside of here, we can choose what we'd like. We can choose our dialect. In my case, I'll be leaving it at probably auto or maybe American. Document domain, I'll leave as general, but you can change it here to business, academic, mail, casual, creative, etc. And we can get to some really in-depth Grammarly settings that I don't even think are available in things like the browser plugin. This goes very in-depth very quickly. But I'm going down to the very bottom to Files Exclude and Files Include. We'll be using Files Include and we'll add an item here. Then I'll add */*star.md to include all folders with MD files in them. Okay, and now all MD files I open should have Grammarly available in them. For example, if I include all MD files, but I'd like to exclude anything with maybe test before it, we can add an item next to exclude here and say test star.md. That way, any files that start with test and end with MD will be excluded, for example. Regardless, I now have it set up for what I want, so I can head back to my files, into a Markdown file, and you should see it's automatically underlined. Fix your spelling mistake, Grammarly. We can quick fix with Control Dot to get a selection of ideas here, and just like that, it's working like a normal word editor, which is great. This is exactly what I was hoping for, and it doesn't really seem to care about the fact that there's some code in this document. Maybe there's some clever ways of them working around it. That's great. I'll go ahead and hit F1 to bring up my quick context menu here, and I'll search for Grammarly, then click Grammarly Login, Open, and I can sign in my browser. And there we go, you can see I've now logged in and I have better suggestions here. For example, it's telling me to use a comma here, so I can quick fix with Control Dot, add a comma, this one, Control Dot, rewrite the sentence, hey, do it for me. And once again here, it's telling me to just make it more clear. Anyways, that's Grammarly inside of VS Code. It's incredibly helpful everywhere else, and hey, having it in here where I'm editing text in Markdown files, etc., it's a great place to have it as well. So thank you all for watching. My name's been Technoba here for Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao.